Yahoo! Prof here. And we're grabbing something to show off to all of you that I mentioned in a previous video. I still can't find one of them, but it hit me. I noticed that I actually had the orange one. I think I said I had the white one. This is the CW&T pen type C. It turns out I have the orange one, and it's specifically on my anime watch list notebook that looks grungy as fuck. I haven't updated it in forever, actually. It's my last thing here. Otaku Elf. Good OPs. I have notes about Gundam Wing, Good EDs, Isekai 1 something Nissan. There you go. Last notes are from 2022, it looks like. Horiyama, Spriggan, basically everything I've watched, where it came from back in the day, pages upon pages upon pages. So this sort of pen is great for that because it's disgusting right there, apparently, and it's a notebook bookmark pen. It's attached here, right? When you want to write, you can even leave it inside of here. I have the Prophesist on this one. Had to get the orange one. It's actually really nice in the low light to have a brighter color. I thought my white one was actually on here. Do not know where the white one is at the moment. Probably attached to another notebook that is either in my office or somewhere down here, semi put away. But super useful to just, if you always need a pen, as I crinkle up this page. You might be able to see there, I used to actually keep a old school, like original crystal Hi-Tec-C with rubber grip on it there instead. And eventually that, like a couple times that clip broke. Then I ended up using a cap from a non-grip. Didn't fit the grip as well. But then the pen type C came out, and I started with the classic titanium. As you can see, basically ran that out of ink. By the time I did that, then they did a black Cerakote, right? And then possibly in my video on the black Cerakote pen type B, I believe in that same video is when the orange Cerakote pen type C I picked up. But that is actually not what this video is about. I just was wondering where the heck these were. And my white one is somewhere around here. Probably like that one as well because, like I said, it's going to pop quite a bit more than, especially I had the black on here. That was, the number of times this got lost in my recliner is sad. And I was correct where these were. These were up in my closet upstairs. Normally I would have been able to figure that out sooner because I'd be up there. I'd be in the office. But these are quite handy. You can leave them with, like if you have a notebook that you regularly write in, the Hi-Tec-C Coletto is a very quality refill. I actually used their multi-pens for notes in college for years. But let's see what we have today. Got to use the Tactile turn Skeletonized. That may give you a hint as to what we're looking at. This one was not personalized, which is a bit... oh, God dang it. Cats, you knocked every receipt known to humankind on the floor. What the fuck? I need to scan those in. Another Tactile sticker. And... Bolt Action Skeletonized Dual Tone Ano Standard. So, you guys are probably like, what do you mean dual tone ano? Well, you should already, if you watch any of my recent videos, know what skeletonized means. That guy right there, And this is the that's the Rockwell V2 flipper. Dual tone ano. Bada bing, bada boom. Oh yeah, that's my nebula. I should have gotten a flush, the switch in nebula because it was smooth. I didn't think about that. Tactile turn doesn't often do smooth pens, and it would have been worth it to pick it up, I think. I don't have every dual tone ano. I'm pretty sure I've missed some over the time, but maybe like chonky one around here. It's like the thick boy pens. Alright, so we've got a couple dual tone anos. Let's back it up. Start back it up. Alright, so before we take a look at the new guy, right? Here's the old Skeletonized, right? Aluminum, holes drilled in it. This is batch 2. They were popular enough that they did a second batch, right? Then we have the thick dual tone ano in sort of a this reminds me of like the Fallout finish from TI2 Design, right, with a DLC clip. I had to put like a 1.0 refill in there. Look at that. Yeah. Thick boys need thick refills, you know? Right? So we have the classic dual tone ano, thick. Then we have the slim dual tone ano. That's more of a shiny, you know, like a very fluorescent. This one I was like, eh. But I thought it looked good. I think I have one other dual tone ano someplace. But this being a slim bolt has a unmodified. I swapped it to a G2 spring, but an unmodified, I mean, it got the V clip so it feeds properly. But the Signo UMR 83E, which is the 0.8 or 0.38 millimeter cellulose refill. And that is as much as I don't necessarily prefer the slim pens, the fact that the slim bolt can take a Uniball with no modifications, super duper nice. And then we have the other thick dual tone ano, sort of the reverse of this. Instead of shiny on the outside and sort of the dull blue on the inside, it's dull purple on the outside, dull blue purple, and shiny purple in the bolt section. Now this, as you can see, is rocking a refill I should probably cut down. I believe this is a zebra in here. It does fit without cutting it down, but I really, that don't look right. Yeah, that don't look right. So I didn't actually realize that this was considered a dual tone ano when I got it, which, being that I already wanted the skeletonized and it's a titanium, I was just, but you can get a non-dual tone ano titanium if you want. That's just nowhere near as fun though, obviously. I swear I have one more dual tone ano somewhere around here. There's Smooth Operator. For those of you that watch my video, if there's a third dual tone ano, I swear I have a slim side click dual tone ano. Maybe I'm high as shit and don't know what I'm talking about. Ooh, that's my. Yeah, I really should have gotten that slim switch smooth nebula. Damn, that would have been a really nice addition to the collection. I'm realizing that now. Oh. Yeah, I swear it was a slim side clicker bolt that was a dual tone nano in a different style. Wasn't super into that bright purple one, but if you want to feel a smooth slim bolt, a lot of the bolts for the slim bolts are usually very rough and coarse. This guy, because it's anodized unanodized, is probably the smoothest I've got. As you saw, it writes very well too. Tips out just about perfect for that refill. Like comparatively, this aluminum, I think with titanium bolt and steel clip, or it might be stainless steel internals with the aluminum. Like that's. I mean, it like sounds like it's shaving itself every time. Whereas this guy, super smooth. Well, let's take a peek at the new guy that's in our little box here. Ooh, that's a looker. That's a looker. It's like a titanium nitride or a bronze on the outside. It's kind of got a. It's almost like I think they stonewashed it or something, because that is far more. This almost like grabs your fingers. You can see that it's like rounded over by all the holes a little bit. Interesting. Is the purple and it? Oh, I don't know if you can see this, but the inside is all purple anodized. I don't remember seeing that on the picture. That's probably why it's all rounded over like that. They had to do something super fancy. And yes, it is weird seeing that without the prop assist on it. But I do not believe this was available with personalization. I can tell you that this feels slightly thicker too. I feel like their aluminum pens, the aluminum stock they use, are a little bit thinner than the titanium stock. I would have to get out the calipers to make sure, but I'm like 99, yeah, like even eyeballing it, this is considerably thinner. And that may have something to do with like even the Muji refills require a little bit of finesse to get them. That's purple all the way through. I don't know how well that's shown up on camera, but yes, it's purple because of the bolt up here, right? But I don't know if you can see it peeking through on all the holes. I don't know how well because I can't see directly on the camera, but I don't know if you can see that. But it's so cool. So it's this like bronze, not full-on titanium nitride external coated, right? The action on this one is much nicer too than the aluminum guy. Well, let's eschew that refill that I don't care about. And let's go grab a fresh Muji. There. Look, you can see the hole inside's purple. I didn't even know I could do that. They differentially anodized the inside. That would look better with a DLC clip though. Look at that. That on there would have looked much better. Oh, I could order one. I could order one. That's probably going on the order. I'm ordering a DLC clip for this guy. Let me know what you guys think, but I really think I should. That came right off too. It was not on there very tight. If it would have been on, some of these come up like on there, like not Loctited, but like on there. That just makes it look a little less premium than it could, I feel like. Let's go to Tactile's website. We'll go to, yep, Skeletonized titanium. Oh, so they do have custom clipping engraving. I just fucking missed it in the hurry, I guess. Well, I suck at my my job then, you know. Limited. Nebula Slim Switch. Sold out. Yep. They should have also done DLC clips on the Nebula Slim Switch too, because it's like a darker pen. Would have made it look closer to a what's that called? The extra terrestrial pen. But yeah, I think I can order the spare parts with the clip. I can go limited releases as well. The only one not sold out right now is the Skeletonized. Technically that dual tone Ano one is sold out, but everything else from that drop is sold out. I didn't want accessories. I wanted spare parts. Bolt action clip. Let me get a DLC. Yeah, and I can get custom engraving. So I will probably order up. I know normally I do not mess with the limited editions, but I truly do think that see this one not coming off at all. Also, I forgot to get this engraved, so that looks fine because it's more dull color. This one, because it's that anodized, I'm guessing they didn't want to do it. You know, this one also a little bit more dull color, but this guy I really think needs a DLC clip on it. Let me know what you guys think. But I'm pretty sure next order, like I'm not going to go and order a DLC clip from Tactile just on a whim. I'll wait until my next order. Often I need just a little bit of a buffer anyway for certain things. That's why like we got the second little pen holder guy here. I actually do like those. That's why they're right in my drawer next to me. Depends the kind of pants you're wearing or the kind of pen you're carrying. If it's some of my numbered ones, I'd probably put them in there rather than straight into the pocket. Look at that. Look at that gap right there. See, I've always have said, look at that gap right there. You do not need to cut down the Muji refills in a standard bolt. The thing is the aluminum bolts are not standard. Well, they're not as standard as like the standard bolt, right? Because the stock is slightly different, the dimensions change, which means they need a little kiss of either a slice and dice knife, or I would get out your that comes right off, no problem, perfect. That's I got a little bit of schmoo on there, I guess, but and I don't know why the Muji refills. Well, they're based on like the Umar, was it like the 155 or something? So slightly older refill. But if I can get one in here without modification, I will. It's just weird that the aluminum bolts are slightly shorter. I mean, we know they're skinnier. Like I said, they're skinnier and they're stocked this way. Found that out with the M-Bright. I think that might have been my first aluminum bolt, but it wasn't like a true aluminum bolt. This is probably closer to the one I got squares. It just seems like the stock they're using must be a thinner stock. The interesting thing, though, is that this needs a slight sanding on the back end of that Muji because it'll clip it'll clip that little fang, right? As we saw, this doesn't make it, so this bolt doesn't make it all the way to run on this edge all the way around, but we do clear the little fang, right? So that's good enough for me. What's interesting though is you can take on the slim bolt, you can put a full-sized normal Uniball in here and it clears just fine. So, you know, there's something dimensionally that they fixed in the slim bolt that doesn't apply to the big ones. Like whether it's the thick boys like this, you can actually see how far that protrudes out. It almost looks like the thick ones are shorter even than the normal ones. And I don't know if I had to cut this refill down or not. I might have to try to get that little snub nose. If I have these super thick, I want them to like. I feel like the thick pens need a thicker refill. So I put the 1.0s in there, but I often buy 1.0 refills for my mom because she likes to write big and bold. If I could give her, I think I bought some 1.3s, but those I don't think could go in any pen. They're just like standalone. But you know, often writes in all caps due to the type of work, and likes a very, very bold refill. So I am pumped. It is awesome. Dual tone ano like sticks with it. You know, the internal of that is the same as the external of this guy. This dual tone ano had the bolt being that purple, right? And then so we went blue bolt, purple outside, purple inside. So if you guys also got this, hit me up in the comments. I know one of you said you ordered it up. In hand, not that this felt bad, right? And I was all pumped in getting this one. Still a great pen. But I did mention in that video, like I was very surprised that they did this in aluminum and not titanium. But we'll be running this one at work tomorrow. Yeah, it looks I don't want to say like bland, but without the Prophecyst, see, Prophecyst is on there, not on there. So either DLC that, or I might DLC and get it engraved. Thoughts and comments down below, and hopefully we'll see you in future videos. Let me know if you guys picked up any of the pens from the recent drop. Like I said, I'm really, I had a chance to. I should have picked up, well, I should have picked up one of the numbered pens, whether or not I wanted it, just because they're so hard to get. Hopefully one of you got one of the ones that you wanted, since I didn't pick any of them up. And then I didn't realize, like, I'm not hugely into the switch, but I didn't realize that the Nebula switch, which I do like the Nebula design, was a slim, or not slim, smooth, meaning no turning. Like all these have the tactile turn, like, right? No turning, which is pretty rare if they're not doing something like this to it. So let me know which ones you picked up, and we'll see you in future videos. Have a good one as always. Peace.